Get strong.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back for another show from where I sit with your host, Dr. C. I'm your host, Dr. C. Welcome back. Um, so, look, there's a lot to talk about. So I'm going to, do a little bit of a potluck for you guys this afternoon. We'll talk a little bit about Black history. We'll talk about a little bit about what is happening in the world of politics and in the world of economics. It's going to be a little bit of a potluck this afternoon, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the show. It's going to be a good amount of information that we're going to share with you this afternoon. Also, keep in mind that the show gets posted on YouTube every week. And although I do not talk about it that often, subscribe to the show, all this other kind of stuff, I don't usually talk about it because the most important thing for me is not to get clicks and subscribers and stuff like that. The most important thing for me is to educate you, the American public, on what's happening in the world around you. Okay. However, in order for me to gain more subscribers and more viewers and stuff like that, I do need to, from time to time, to ask for you guys to subscribe to the show. We have 49 subscribers. I'm proud about that fact. But we're only one subscriber away from 50. So if you're new to the show, if this is the first time that you've tuned in, please make sure that you subscribe. And those of you who are subscribers our way already and you are Advent viewers, please share the show with others in your network so that we can grow our network and get more sophisticated videos out to you guys every week. The other thing I wanted to share with y'all is Dr. C is out on the road a lot because he drives a truck. I love driving my truck. It's a lot of fun. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Don't judge me, okay? It is fun to get out there and drive that truck across this great country of ours. And I really, really enjoy it, but I am going to be giving it up at the end of this year. Okay, so I enjoy being out there. And what I usually do is I do short videos while I'm out on the road, but I haven't been able to do it a lot lately because the technology, my old phone that I had was really a piece of crap. It just had very little memory, and it was really difficult to do the videos while I was out there. But I got great news. I have a brand new phone, a brand new iPhone 15. I don't think it's their latest, but it's new to me and I'm happy to have it. Okay. So I switched carriers to T-Mobile, got a free phone and a free tablet, which is also really cool because guess what? I'm going to be using a tablet on the road as well. I can't wait to get going with it. So I can start shooting some other videos while I'm out on the road because I get a chance to see a lot of different stuff that I would like to share with you. So this new technology that I now have, I'm really excited about. I can't wait to get started using that technology to share my world from where I sit with you. That said, let us get into what is happening in your world and mine. Okay. So, Black history. Obviously, Dr. C has been sharing some Black history videos with you guys. And one of the videos that I shared with you, I think it's a couple of weeks ago, was talking about Dr. George. Let me make sure I get his name right. Dr. George G. Turfley. If you haven't seen that video, you'll definitely want to get in and check out that video. It's really exciting. It's really interesting. And it's information that I did not know, right? Well, Dr. George G. Turfley, just to give you a brief overview of what I did in the video a couple of weeks ago, is the first Black physician in Western Pennsylvania. Dr. George G. Turfley lived, for those of you who are from Western Pennsylvania, you know what I'm talking about, lived on the Hill District. Yours truly, Dr. C, was born on the Hill District. Okay. So we have that in common. But when I started to check out the history so that I could put that video together for you guys, turns out during the time when Dr. George G. Turfley was practicing medicine, he had his practice right there on the Hill District. His office was there and everything. And most of his patients were probably from the Hill District and surrounding metropolitan Pittsburgh area. Okay. But it wasn't not just Black people that lived in the Hill District at that particular time. This was in the early part of the 20th century, right? They also had a very large influx of Jewish immigrants from Eastern Europe come into the Hill District during the time that Dr. G, George G. Turfley practiced medicine. And I just finished watching, and I'm about to start a second episode. Henry Louis Gates Jr. You guys know him. He is a historian out of Harvard University. He puts out all of these great documentaries. Tracing My Roots is one of the shows that he does. If you guys are into history, you're very, very familiar with Dr. Henry Louis Gates, right, Jr. And I just watched a documentary of his called Black and Jewish America. I want to make sure I get the title right. Black and Jewish America, and Interwoven History. Okay. And part of the one of his episodes is the first one that I just got done watching. He talks about the relationship between African Americans in the early part of the 20th century and that relationship that they had with newly immigrated Jewish Eastern European Jews to the United States, and that interwoven history that they had with each other. And, as I'm watching this, I'm thinking to myself, well, I just did this video for you guys a couple of weeks ago talking about Dr. George G. Turfley, where he practiced medicine and who was in the neighborhood where he was practicing medicine with. Guess what? Dr. George G. Turfley practiced medicine in the Hill District, where the majority of the people that lived there were Black and Eastern European Jews that migrated to the Hill District. And the reason why I'm telling this to you, because I think it's really important, is our history, not just Black history, but American history of this country, and everybody who live here. We are forevermore connected with each other. The other thing that I learned is that W.E.B. Du Bois and Booker T. Washington, and we know what kind of impact that they had on Black history. Well, guess what? In order for them to do the kind of work that they wanted to do with the NAACP, and Booker T. Washington launching his schools all over the South to educate Black people, right? Because in the Jim Crow South, the white Southerners were not going to educate Black people. And of course, Booker T. Washington is the founder of the Tuskegee Institute, which, of course, the Tuskegee Airmen went to go train. Yes. I mean, the connections are incredible. And this is the reason why history, and especially Black history, is so important. And it's important for all of us to talk about it, okay? To share these stories with others. Here I am reporting to you about Dr. George G. Turfley, and it turns out Henry Louis Gates, in his documentary that I just watched, Black and Jewish America and interwoven history. Yes, all of these connections are easily to access. You can find out this information yourself. What it really means is love and cooperation is how you win today. Okay, love and cooperation is how you win the day. Hate and division is how you lose. Okay, believe it or not, African Americans and American Jews, we have a very interesting history and a history where we have cooperated with each other often. And so I think it's really important for you guys to honor that, acknowledge it, and remember we have a shared history of exploitation and hatred. Okay, we both do. And the other important thing is that the alliances that we have with each other are much more important than the backbiting that we usually end up finding ourselves in. Jews against African Americans, African Americans against Jews. By the way, the powers to be, the white supremacists of yesteryear and the white supremacists of today know that that alliance between American Jews and African Americans is a powerful one. And in order to maintain the power of the white supremacists, they often go out of their way to divide both of us. I just want to share that with all of you. By the way, the founding of the NAACP wasn't just Black Americans, you know, like W.E. Du Bois. There were a lot of Jews, American Jews, who were also founding organizers of the NAACP. Booker T. Washington's schools would not have gotten a footing without the funding from a Jewish compatriot of his. And by the way, they were friends. Go watch the documentary. I don't want to give you any more information, but go watch the documentary. It's fascinating. It's very interesting. You guys should definitely watch. So that's Black History. Of course, don't forget, I'm going to continue to do these Black History videos. Just wanted to give you this update, but I'm going to continue to do these Black History videos for the rest of this month, which we only have a few more days left, and all of next month, all of March. That's right. I am not playing around. It's Black History all the way, all the time, as far as I'm concerned. Which brings me to my next topic. So, the Supreme Court, that's the politics now, slapped down Trump's tariffs 6-3. Okay. And of course, he's been losing his mind since the ruling. And then decided to go ahead and put another 15% tariffs on the rest of the world because he's a petulant, angry little punk. Let's just call it what it really is. Okay. And on top of that, this man who calls himself the peacemaker, I solved more wars, I solved 20 wars, right? It's now about to start a war with the country of Iran. This pregnant pause is by design. What do you think is going to happen if he starts a war with Iran? Iran supplies oil to China. China becoming very rapidly the top dog on the planet. The United States is collapsing. We're collapsing politically, economically, socially. Our soft power is all gone. This country is becoming second rate. because of the Republicans in this runaway freight train of illegality called the Trump administration. And Iran supplies most of its oil to China. Here's the other thing that you need to pay attention to. Venezuela used to supply a lot of oil to China until Trump decided to go kidnap illegally their leader, okay, and try to take over that country illegally. What do you think the Chinese are going to do if we go into a war with Iran? What do you think is going to happen to this country if we get into a protracted war with the rest of the world? Here's something that you need to pay attention to. The Trump administration has made enemies of the rest of the world. All of our former allies are now, for all intents and purposes, enemies of this country. And what do you think is going to happen if he decides to go to war with Iran and all the rest of the world decides that this is wrong and they line up against us? I want you to think about some history. When the rest of the world lines up against you militarily, you are going to lose. That's what he's doing. Also, and I don't want to talk about this too much, the Epstein files, because it's gross. I don't know if all of you know this, but Trump's name appears, and these are the files that were released. They still got millions and millions of documents that they're not going to release. The Justice Department are not going to release the rest of these files. They said, "Oh, we've given you everything you wanted," right? Donald Trump's name appears in the files that have been released around 1 million times, probably more. And the stories that are coming out is that Donald Trump is not just a friend of Jeffrey Epstein's. I think that you're all going to find out that he was part and a co-conspirator to what Jeffrey Epstein was doing with all of these young girls, these young underage girls. One of the stories that came out, and my wife shared it with me. I wish she didn't. I asked her to do it because I was curious. She shared a story about a young kid that was abused by these powerful, white, rich, billionaire men, where they sexually assaulted this young girl. And that's all I'm going to give you. She's really young. I'm not going to tell you how young she is, but she's really, really young. If you got a young kid, a young little girl in your household, think of that young little girl being assaulted by these sick, disgusting, lawless men. They're called the Epstein class. Andrew, the former prince of the UK, was arrested. I'm sure there's going to be more sordid details about what he was up to. And he's going to go to prison for the rest of his life. I guarantee you that is exactly what's going to happen. The UK has no choice. This story is global. These men are falling one by one, and I'm going to tell you without a shadow of a doubt that Donald Trump and his handlers and his enablers throughout the Republican Party are also going to fall because of it. I look at it as the chickens coming home to roost. And that is exactly what's going to happen. And we, the American people, need to demand that these men, Elon Musk, I hate to say it, my main man, I really loved him for a while, but Elon Musk, Bill Gates, and various other powerful white men, these billionaires, the billionaire class globally, are all caught up in these Epstein escapades. We need to demand consequences for all of them. Which brings me to my next point. It's 2026. The midterms are coming up. And I'm going to urge all of you to check your voter status now. Do not wait too late, because they're not going to let you vote if your status is up in the air. And I'm going to tell you something else. And I know you're not going to want to hear this, but you need to know this. Whether they pass this SAVE Act or not, wherever you are voting, you need to make sure that your ID is valid. And if you have a valid passport or an up-to-date and valid, I hate to say it, but I'm going to have to say it, a birth certificate, you need to take that with you when you go to vote. Do you understand what I'm saying here? Because I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, again, that the Trump administration and his Republican handlers are going to try and steal this election. And the reason why they're going to try and steal this election is because they know that they are going to lose and that all of them are going to go to prison. And it's going to be up to us, the American people, to make sure that happens. Also, keep in mind, all of the objectives that I set when I said I was going to run for president, but not really. I'm not running for president, y'all. But I put out all of the issues to you, that all the things that need to be changed to prevent something like this from ever happening again. It is absolutely necessary that you reach out to your representatives in the House, your senators, okay, in the upper chamber, and everybody else who is a politician. You need to let all of them know we're not standing for this crap anymore, and there has to be some big changes. Number one, take all of that power away from the billionaire class. It is because of these Republicans that the billionaire class, the corporate class, believe that they're untouchable right now. They really do. And yes, they have all the power right now. We, the American people, need to claw that power back from these monsters, because that's really what they are. And finally, and I'm gonna let you guys go because I want you to enjoy your week, and I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day off because I'm off today. Right, I'll be back to work tomorrow. Down here in Georgia, it was found out the Georgia Board of Elections found out that Elon Musk and his super PAC. Oh, I love it. It's so delicious to hear this, right? Reported that he committed voter fraud down here in Georgia. Yeah. Which, by the way, I've been telling you since the election, this election was stolen. Donald Trump did not win in 2024. Trust me on that. He didn't win. They stole it. And it's been reported that he committed voter fraud here in Georgia. It's been reported that he committed voter fraud in Pennsylvania. And I would be willing to bet my paycheck, which ain't much. I would be willing to bet my paycheck that they stole the election, not just in Georgia, not just in Pennsylvania, but also in Michigan, Wisconsin, and wherever else there was a swing state. Okay. The evidence is out there. All we got to do is pursue it. Okay. We need to find some legal scholars and politicians with backbones and pursue this story and follow it to where the evidence leads them. The regime that is in the White House right now is there illegally, in my opinion. We just need to track the evidence with it. And I think that you'll find that it's true. Anyway, that's my report to you guys today. It's going to be a short one because I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day off. It's nice to be off when everybody else is working, right? So check out your voter status. That's really important. Make sure you're registered. Make sure that you check that, because that's really, really important, because these midterms are going to be a bloodbath if we all go out and vote. Oh, and I almost forgot. There's going to be another No Kings protest coming up in March 28th. Go into your browser on your computer or your phone or your tablet, look it up, find out where a No Kings protest near you, and sign up. We need to send a message to these corrupt clowns that we're not going to stand for this garbage anymore. That's it for me. Make sure you subscribe, share the video with others, and I'll see you later in a week with my new technology. Yay! Anyway, I'm having fun. I hope you are too, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Dr. C out. Y'all have a great day.
Be strong.